we saw them ban out the Thatcher last time they played this actually as well. So again, we kind of see from quite a lot of teams, especially from Soniqs, that they tend to ban out the same operators.
Yeah, Thatcher is a pretty common ban. Well, not common, I guess you could say. More so you'd normally see a Maverick. But Thatcher getting banned out by Soniqs, leaving Vicious to ban out Hibana and Mira. Soniqs instantly going to be banning out the fourth operator. I'm leaning towards an Echo or a Maestro here.
I think it's going to be an Echo.
Yeah.
So they banned Echo last time, and I remember the fact that they banned the Thatcher last time. I thought it was to ban out the Kaid ban, right? That Vicious would do that. But Vicious have banned the Mirror here, which means Kaid is going to be available for Soniqs to use here quite effectively. He can be really powerful on this map with the amount of denial that he brings.
Yeah, Kaid is a really powerful operator. He has what's considered to be a DMR. The shotgun, he's allowed to make rotates and also pretty much take any kind of gunfight at any distance, just given how powerful it is at range and up close. He has a great gadget, being that Electrical Artilla, being able to deny hatches, deny walls. He's pretty much almost a one-man army on defense, but he'll be six-picked out by Avian, switching away from the Capitan. I think that was a blitz being traded away for the Buck on Rexen. With our first bomb site's going to be located upstairs inside of the gym and bedroom. I think the last time that we saw these two teams play, the first bomb site was played out in CCTV, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how this goes down. Gym is definitely a very, very weird one to take instantly. It's probably one of the hardest sites. I don't necessarily disagree with doing this, though, and we kind of see the similar strategies being brought on Border, where you go to the offsite first, or more importantly in Oregon, where you go to like the offsite of Dining, or you go to Big Tower first, and it means that you're not going to have to go there when they know you have to go there, right? And you can kind of prepare maybe an off strategy here.
Yeah. Normally, you would see teams either take CC or downstairs inside of the basement first off, but going to gym and bedroom is a bit of a curveball for a lot of teams. It's not too uncommon to see them take it, but gym and bedroom, I think, is one of the premier bomb sites on Clubhouse, at least, just given how the recent changes were the past year on Clubhouse, allowing the defenders to really utilize and have an actual opportunity to defend upstairs compared to how it was previously, with there being a lot of hatches and not being a way to really get to said hatches. So I think with this change coming on through with the map buff, we're in a really good spot. But Doodle's going to go ahead and Maverick off the reinforced wall, so that way Rexen can go ahead and buck open and they can disregard the metal sheet that is being used on the wall.
Yeah, he's taking quite a lot of damage here while trying to do this as well. I think it's because it's a Kaeded and it's not Bandited, and I think the Kaed actually does more damage to you here. So this is really proving difficult for Doodle to get off, and he might actually take a little bit more damage here. But you can see he's taking quite a lot of it already, and you really can't underutilize the amount of, like, you know, damage that you're doing as an operator. It has a bigger effect now with the 20 HP reset.
I saw that coming. Oh no! I saw that coming from a mile away. Unfortunately, Doodle will fall to Avian, and the reinforcement is still there on the wall, so Vicious Gaming will need to adapt and relocate to how they want to formulate the rest of this attack in the second half of this first round.
Okay, so moving forward, it'll still be a 5v4, and already losing Doodle that early on, you're losing your Maverick, you're losing most of your hard breach kind of denial here, and because it's Kaeded as well, means that Maverick hasn't really been done much work. But God is going to pick up Rexen there as he holds down onto Logistics. 1 minute left to go on the clock. Vicious Gaming not looking too good at all to try and pick up a W here, as they have not really gained any control, and they haven't got a pick either. They haven't wasted any utility at all. This is a disaster for Vicious right now. That's Hyena going to try and peek around onto the bedroom windows. He sees one playing around on an island. He does still have plenty of utility available to himself. Let's just push around. Capital balls are going to come off, and it's going to force Neptunes off of Island and back into Logistics. But oh my god, Hyena with a great kill onto Goddess. It's going to shut her down instantly and move it into a 3v4 situation. Ghost just holding down where he can and making sure that no one can hop into the gym. And Super getting ready on the flank onto server to try and provide a bit of distraction. 20 seconds left to go on the clock. The execute has to start to come down from Vicious. They do not have the advantage, but Drip brings it in. Oh my god, no, but bombs with the TK to Hyena. And Avian and Ghost just clean it up nicely as Soniqs take round number 1.
a very tight round in the last 20 seconds there. Vicious Gaming being able to take it from a 3v5 down to a 2v3, but unfortunately that team kill happened in the last possible moment, as well as the diffuser going down. So really unfortunate that Vicious wasn't able to kind of capitalize on that opportunity. And overall, Soniqs playing very well. They were able to take down 2 members from Vicious Gaming very early on, and that ultimately resulted in a round win coming out for the Susquehanna Soniqs.
Yeah, definitely really good. And that's really put them in a great position as well going forward, because now they just won Gym Bedroom, and now they can just go cash, basement. They can defend some really easy sites here, and they can pick up... They're probably going to end up coming out of this half from, like, 3-0 up. But then you're going to get into the second bit of Clubhouse, and they're going to know you're probably going to go to Gym Bedroom. And that makes things a little bit more complicated.
Yeah, it makes things a lot more complicated indeed. So with the second round being played out now inside of CCTV and Cash Room, we've seen Susquehanna, the Soniqs, manage to really work with this bomb site, well as especially with Avian on the castle, being able to roam around the lounge as well as bar. Normally you see Avian playing around the bar over by Master Stairs. He'll play around that area. So I think a way to shut down Avian at this point right now is for Vicious to, one, make a push in from Strip Club or through the Strip Club hallway. And they need to make a push in from Kitchen and try to isolate Avian out of that position. Try to force him either back a site or force him into a bait and try to get a crossfire. And really, Avian's really been the breakout performer for the Soniqs so far in this matchup. Or not just in this matchup, but in the entire season. So depending how Vicious manages to deal with Avian, I think Avian's going to have a really great time if he's able to stay alive on the board for a while.
So Doodle's just being able to remove this reinforcement entirely here, not really needing bombs to do much to open this wall up. As Drip just holds down this prone angle, sorry, this kind of a angle, as more of the wall does get opened up, and then you can see the Book of Rexon does come in and opens up this wall pretty fully. So getting this east wall open is pretty important. Doing it in this way, though, is kind of weird, because normally you want to try and open up the right side of the wall, so that you can hold the cross on the plant. But Drip does pick up the first kill of the round. It's going to be super going down already. That's kind of off the board very, very early on. It's turned into a 5v4. This is looking much, much better for Vicious Gaming.
Neptune's below playing in lounge on that pulse, being able to utilize a lot of information, giving it to his team. Already we're going to have Rexon move on through. Goddess not being able to take down the Thermite that moved on through the bomb site. Actually, he hasn't even moved in, but Rexon going to be tossing out an ADS. And with the recent change to the Evil Eyes, I'm a bit interested to see that Vicious Gaming hasn't brought on a Twitch to kind of deal with it. Because if you're able to utilize a shock drone onto the Evil Eye, you're able to take him down. But either way, Doodle comes big with the frag onto Ghost. Drip pushes on through into the Cash Room. 5v2. Neptune's going to have to utilize this pulse to a big utility. Tosses up a Nitro. He's going to not find the frag, but Avian comes up big with the frag onto Drip. 4v2 with 55 seconds. Diffuser still in the hands of bombs, but Plant's still not coming down.
It's all down to Neptune's in a 4v1. He does see one. He denies the defuse going down, but it's 45 seconds left to go. He's got to find one more. He does! Oh my god! Neptune's goes huge. He gets 2 kills. It's now a 2v1. Does not have a Nitro in hand, but still has that pulse monitor. Still sees him trying to put him down. Doodle moves through. He gets the diffuser up in hand. He's immediately going to start to plant it in Cash. Gets the pulse monitor out. He sees him where he's planting. Doodle gets off the plant. This could be disastrous here. It's Neptune still holding down below. And 20 seconds left to go on the clock. Doodle will continue to plant there on the... It looks like the table as he goes for the shot. Could potentially take him down with it, but no, he doesn't get it off. Neptune's unable to deny the plant. Vicious Gaming get it down. And now it's a 2v1. Neptune's going to have to try and frag out here to see what he can do differently. Moves all the way up onto the reinforcement. Pushes all the way through. He does have this Maestro cam up, and he does see that he's moved outside of the server window. Surely, as he aims and goes to the pre-fire. Surely, he does aim up, creeps up to the window. He sees him, jumps out. He gets the kill. Rexon's out of it. He gets another kill. Neptune clutches the round. A 4v1 for Neptunes as he gets the counter defuse, and Soniqs will take round number 2. Oh my word. What just happened?
I cannot believe my eyes. How does Vicious manage to let this happen? 4v1 turned into a 1v0 as Neptunes just pushes on through. He takes, I think, the crucial part of that round. He managed to take down 2 people before he rotates down the cache stairs into lounge, which kind of which allows him to pretty much utilize the situation, kind of get the awareness of his surroundings where the remaining 2 members of Vicious are. And I don't think Neptunes could have played that any more perfectly, but oh my goodness, what a throw to come out from Vicious Gaming.
I have said before that Avian's the best UMP player. We may have to take that title away from him.
After that round, I think I would have to agree with you.
That's unfortunate, but yeah, that was disastrous of Vicious, but Neptune's played that beautifully, and that is going to put them 2-0 up here on Clubhouse as we move into the... I gotta say, this is kind of like one of these rounds where I would say this is like the first half of their half, right? Where this is where you're going to see all the new setups, and this is where you're going to see all the new stuff. And then once we get into the second half of their sort of defense rounds, then we should see Vicious win 1 or 2 rounds here. I mean, you should be pretty happy with 2 attack rounds here. However, one issue might be the fact that they kind of just threw that a little bit. That might get to you mentally, but I'm sure Vicious are fine now. You know, they're like an experienced team. They should be used to the pressure by now. It might affect lower tier teams, but I'm sure Vicious can push through this and get this W. They need to pick up 2 rounds, though, on this attack, I would say, to stand a chance when they move through onto the defense.
Yeah. Also, interesting to note that neither Blackbeard or Glass has been banned out, so you already have Drip playing on the Smoke operator, but it'd be interesting to see if they were to change things up, maybe move Drip over to that Slayer role with the Blackbeard or the Glass, and maybe forgo the Smokes, maybe move it over onto Doodle. But that Thatcher ban is absolutely going to be a big hindrance to how these teams attack, just given that Thatcher's such a important operator off the board. His gadget deals with so much defender utility, especially with the Electro Claws that will be coming out from Avian, so it really depends how Vicious manages to adapt themselves, and if they can kind of pull themselves together, get their heads on straight, see if they can win out a round. But that last round, they honestly should have won it, but I'm actually appalled at how Neptunes managed to win that 1v4.
Yeah, it was dirty for sure, but Doodle is going to be able to open up the Moto hatch, it looks like. Maverick being used pretty...
Yeah, okay. Yeah, minute and a half remaining now, and not a whole lot of action happening on through this map, but Doodle's gonna take some damage to a goo mine sitting in the hall. Have to pull it out. So, minute 10, Drip's actually gonna be taken down by Super. Looking really bad now for Vicious, as Doodle is just pretty much trying to get this wall open. Minute left to work. Shots coming on through. Doodle takes down Super inside of Church. Is really big now coming on for Vicious. 50 seconds left to play out. Avian playing behind the wall. Neptune's going to take down bombs. So that's going to be a diffuser sitting down inside of Moto. A huge shot coming out from Avian, but they're going to be able to trade each other out now. 2 versus 3. Rexon and Hyena, the remaining members for Vicious Gaming. Rexon situated inside of Moto with Hyena coming down the main stairs. 30 seconds left to play out. This is looking really bad now for Vicious with time not being on their side. It's going to be Goddess sitting inside a K9 spot. But these Mavericals are not going to be enough. Hyena trying to make something happen here, but we have 15 seconds left to play out. Going to utilize one of his impacts onto the shield. Time's running low. 10 seconds remaining. Hyena's going to be able to take down Goddess, and he finally slays her. 2v2. Rexon pushes on through with diffuser in hand. He has a goo mine in his leg. He needs to take it out in order to start this plant. 1 second remaining. Hyena's going to frag his own teammate, and that's going to be another round for the Susquehanna Soniqs, and they move on 3-0 on a Clubhouse against Vicious Gaming.
The positioning from Vicious has just been absolutely horrendous recently. What is happening right now? But this is just not good at all. And moving through, you've really got to be kicking yourself over that. But, I mean, let's look at how Soniqs have been doing. This is a very different Soniqs to what we saw last time. In Neptune's always, every single week, he comes to these games and he performs consistently. and he's not let us down yet. He's been doing pretty well throughout this this season, and obviously throughout this game as well. So, yeah. What would you say is going wrong here? I mean, I would say it's more about positioning than anything else coming out from Vicious.
Positioning and timing, in my opinion, they're just waiting to the last maybe 30, 25 seconds to push on to the site. And Neptune, and really the Soniqs, with all 5 members of Sonic still being alive around that time, the fact that Vicious isn't really able to take anyone down from the Soniqs and they're trying to push on to the site, it's really just great positioning and just the cross angles that are coming out from the Soniqs that Vicious isn't able to deal with. Mostly just due to the time constraints. They're trying to make the move onto the site, but you know, as we saw that last round, it was about 10 seconds where they were trying to make a move onto the site. Unfortunately, Hyena frags off Rexon. I think he was trying to pick off Avian, who was sitting inside of blue. No, Avian died. I don't know exactly who it was, but there was somebody on the Soniqs playing inside of blue.
Neptune's was playing in blue.
Neptune's playing in blue, yeah. So either way, I think what Hyena tried to do was just frag whoever was in blue, and Rexon just got in the way. Really unfortunate timing and positioning, and that allowed the Soniqs to be able to win out that round. Rexon getting really close to taking the feet off of Avian.
Like Doodle's going to try and do the same thing here, but I think he's desperately trying to get this Kaid Electro Claw off the board. These Electro Claws are definitely proving a big issue right now for Vicious, and you can see how effective they are. I mean, it does go back to that point that I was making about that Soniqs last time got that Kaid banned against them when they played against Disrupt on Clubhouse during the first week of CL. And now you can see this is probably exactly what they wanted to do when they went into that match. If they had the Kaid, they would have had it, and they would have done exactly this. But they have managed to get the Electric Claw off now. And so they are going to be making their way in through Jacuzzi.
I think what Rexon and Doodle were trying to do there, you saw how Doodle made a circle with the blowtorch on the reinforced wall, allowing a hole for a projectile to move in through. So I'm curious to see if whether or not Vicious was trying to make that hole, which would allow Rexon to toss in a nade and take care of the Electric Claw. Because I think Doodle was on his drone trying to spot out exactly where that Artilla was. And that's a pretty interesting way to deal with the Electric Claw with Thatcher off the board. It requires teamwork and pretty big brain plays coming out from Vicious, so big props to them for being able to get the wall open in the first half. But already Avian's going to start getting pressured from Rexon, which means that Goddess is going to maybe have to move out of her positioning from logistics and try to help out Avian inside of the master bedroom hallway.
Yes, he's just going to try and barricade himself in through onto construction. But yeah, you are right. Good teamwork there to get rid of the Electric Claw. I do believe it was Hyena with his impact nade that came out, and that destroyed the Electric Claw. But is this the same thing? And we are going to see fireballs are going to come into the hallway. Flashbang's going into the bathroom here. Rexon should be able to push into the bathroom, get a quick kill, but no, Neptune takes him down. Easy as that. And just hops on through on the mute. Drip still trying to get a kill here, but they're running out of time. They're running out of options right now. It's 30 seconds left to go on the clock. Bomb's going to push all the way up. He does have the diffuser. Oh my god, Bombs with a great kill into Goddess. Turns it into a 4v4. Avian is injured here, so it's technically a 3v4. Soniqs not looking too good right now, but they've got time on their side.
15 seconds left to play out. Drip's going to get the frag onto Avian, finally confirming the 4v3, but Vicious starting to move on through. Neptunes and Hyena to take one of their own. 3v2. Super's going to take down Drip. 6 seconds left to play on out. Hyena has diffuser. Super comes up big with 2. 1v2, and it's all over as Neptune takes down Doodle. And Soniqs will win out their 4th round in a row. What is happening with Vicious Gaming?
Absolutely beautiful plays coming out from Super right there at the end, just playing around that bathroom and stalling for time. Again, timing not on Vicious's side right now. They seem to have a pretty good idea of how they want to attack, but Elastic and Excuse are just not going their way. Sometimes it does happen like that in terms of trades. Sometimes just luck isn't on your side, but we can see that not only is Neptune's being fragging out of his mind right now on not exactly a fragging role, I would say. He's been playing Mute and Pulse. That's not exactly like Mute, Pulse, and Legion. He's like become a very flexible kind of guy, right? Yeah. So it's not exactly like he's on a heavy fragging role or anything like that, but he has definitely been getting his kills. Moving forward, Vicious Gaming should have a very good idea about how these last 2 sites are held, but if they can't win both of these attack rounds, they're going to be in for hell when they move on to defense.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. Vicious needs to win this round out in order. They need to win the next 2 rounds actually in order to be able. In order to be able to what's the word I'm trying to say? Survive, and they don't want to be down 6-0 moving on into their defending half. One thing that I also wanted to mention before the match started was that if Neptunes does not die, well, okay, if Neptunes is able to survive, he's going to be an absolutely key component to the Soniqs. But like how we saw last week with Disrupt versus the Soniqs, we saw Disrupt completely annihilate Neptunes every chance they could. I think Neptunes was the opening frag, if I'm not mistaken, almost every single round that he was on defense. And that really cooled down Neptunes. So depending on how Vicious has been playing so far, they really haven't found a way to take down Neptunes. And already Ghost will be taking a ton of damage coming out from Drip.
They will do so indeed as they start to move all the way into the site. They've already got garage control. This is very, very powerful. I mean, we're not even a minute into the round. We've got half of the wall already open on each server. We have garage control going to Vicious. I mean, everything is going their way right now. If they don't come out with the W here, I'll be very, very surprised. But we got flying watch drones up in garage. We've got everything that they need to do here. And you kind of just talking about taking out electric claws with frag grenades. Just that is going to happen. You didn't get it.
He did not get it at all, but ooh, I think that was Ghost moving down the cache stairs, but he'll be sitting inside of stocks. That's actually going to be Neptunes inside of stocks, excuse me. But 1:45 left to play out. Pings are coming on through. That's going to be Drip sitting on top of the catwalk.
Oh, this is very smart. I don't know if you see what they did here, but they've used the electric claw and it covers both the top garage wall and the bottom garage wall as well, where Neptunes is staying. So that one electric claw is getting 4 reinforcements, it looks like. So that is really good from them right now. But there we go. Should be able to see how Rexon can nade out this wall. Let's see what he can do. And he didn't get it because the electric claw's below. That's not good. As Doodle does pick up Neptunes, however. So there is a 4v5, and now that Nitro from below is off the board, and Goddess is off the board as well. As Bombs who's in, they can go for a plant right now. There's no plant denial, looks like, really, on the board. There is still a Nitro cell from Ghost, however. Should be able to toss it over. Doesn't look like he did get the kill, but Bombs did go off the diffuser just briefly. Is he covering it? But no, Ghost just white peeks out. He takes down Bombs. That's diffuser gone down. It's a 4v2. 4v1 really sold down to Super as Neptune, sorry, his Ghost is injured. Neptune's is off the board. And Super's just going to go for the pre-fires to see what he can do. But the plant has gone down by Rex. Ghost is going to get revived. That's going to give Super another teammate to work with here. But this 4v2 retake isn't looking too good for them at all. Ghost going to try and peek out where he can. And try and get the kill. But it's going to be Doodle all the way from Cash Stairs who just take down Super. Instantly traded out. Instantly by Ghost. He comes all the way up with the 3v1. He doesn't really have much hope. And no, he will go down. Rexon will take him out. And Vicious Gaming will take round number 5.
Great adaptation coming out from Vicious. It looks like they're finally finding their footing, which is really good for Vicious, considering that this map is one of Soniqs' best maps. 2, it's also the fact that Vicious has lost 4 in a row. So it looks like they're finally starting to wake up. And you know, Rexon being one of the primary entry fraggers, not really doing a whole lot of fragging power, more so just softening up Soniqs with only 1 frag, and I think that was 3 assists from what we saw. But either way, this next round is going to be the 6th and final round for Vicious on attack, as well as Soniqs on defense.
Kind of poor intel coming out from Vicious during that round, though, with the electric claw. So for those of you who didn't see, there was an electric claw on the lounge wall below, and because he put it at the very top, it covered all 4 reinforcements there, because it has like an area of effect kind of thing. So, one, that's really smart, because there's all 3 castles are downstairs, covering Neptunes, right?
Yeah.
But 2 nades came out to try and destroy that electric claw, but it wasn't there, and surely they can see it's not there, or they can see that if it's downstairs, the nade from above isn't going to affect it. So, kind of unfortunate coming out from them. But Soniqs with some pretty heads-up strategy, it would seem like. As we will move into round number 6. What do we think is the situation? I mean, obviously they have to win this round, or else they're going to be in a pretty bad time going to the defense. But on the flip side, Kayed has been pretty rare usage on Clubhouse so far. It's kind of one of the first matches we've actually seen Kayed not get banned here. We've seen him used pretty effectively by Soniqs. Do we think that Vish can use him just as effectively?
Yeah. Like you mentioned before, I think that was just, it all just comes down to, like you mentioned, the area of effect with the Electro Claw. A really great use of the Electro Claw downstairs inside a lounge. I would never even think of being able to use it down there. One, because I never thought that it could actually cross through the floor, but you know, big props to Super and Goddess for finding out that information and being able to utilize it. So, but unfortunately, that last round did not walk into their favor. Bishops were finally able to set themselves up for a round, but like I mentioned before, Clubhouse is Soniqs is not one of their best maps. Maybe they're the best map that they have outside of Challenger League that they've played out so far. So, a bit of a poor mistake, I guess you could say, on Vicious's end, but you know, it's the map that they chose. So we're here now. We're now in round number 6. Vicious down 1-4. They need to make this next round happen in their favor. Otherwise, it is not going to be a good time at all.
No, it's not going to be a good time at all. Doodle has managed to move through onto the church wall. Should be able to get that open easy enough, as nades are going to come through his armory. If they have blue control, they can go for this church push, which is pretty much what they were trying to do last time, but they didn't quite manage to get hold of blue. As you did mention, Soniqs did have someone playing in blue, and it kind of just all fell apart when they're going for that church push. But it looks like they should be able to get controls. Doodle does manage to pick up Avian to start with, and it's now a 5v4. And you've already lost your Kayed, so not a great start here for Soniqs, but 1 minute left remaining on the clock. Time is on their side. But there we go, Super goes down as well. Drip with a great entry all the way from the bottom of the main stairs, and they should be able to get up this church wall and pick up a few more entries and just get their way in. If they could just make that small hole just to crawl their way in, they should be able to do quite a lot of work.
Smoke bolts now coming on through from Drip, but you still have Neptunes alive, which is really crucial. But Drip's going to get the frag onto Neptunes. Meanwhile, Drip has 4 frags to his name on the round. Can he go for the ace? But Drip has been downed inside of the hall. C4 is going to come out from Ghost, going to get a very great 2K onto Drip and Rexon, but that's going to be shut down by Doodle sitting inside a church, and Vicious Gaming wins out their second crucial win, and they'll move on to the next half at a 4-2 split. Ooh, very nice shot coming out from Doodle.
Not a great start for Vicious, in no way. I think they were a little bit thrown off by the Kayed usage, because you could see that they weren't really dealing with it that well during the first half of that. Like the first 3 rounds, they very heavily failed to take the Kayeds off the board. But then we saw them adapting to it, and now we've seen them completely eliminate it, as they have managed to find their 2 rounds. And we said this is kind of essential, right? They need to have a 4-2 scoreline in order to make this work. And now they can make it work. And now they have the Kayed of their own, and they will be bringing it out, though.
Yeah. One thing, like I was mentioning earlier, how Neptunes is probably the X factor for the Soniqs. My personal opinion for shutting down the Soniqs, if you're able to isolate Neptunes and shut him down within the first minute of the round, he's not, well, obviously he's not able to do much, but like we saw last week with Disrupt versus Soniqs, how Neptunes, I think he went, what, 2-10 if I'm not mistaken? Check here. Yeah, Neptunes went 2-10 on Buck and Jaeger. Yeti managed to get the opening frag onto Neptunes, I think maybe 2 or 3 times in that matchup. But, you know, being able to shut down Neptunes is absolutely crucial if you want to beat the Soniqs. Just due to the fact that if Neptunes gets on a roll, it's really hard to stop him. And it's really hard to shut down the Soniqs. But as we've seen so far in this matchup, when Neptunes is popping off, it's normally proving great factors for the Susquehanna Soniqs. But unless Vicious, maybe when they watch this VOD back, they can learn for the next time that they play them. Hopefully it'll be in playoffs. But now they need to win the next 4 rounds. No, next 6 rounds, if I'm not mistaken. No, 4 rounds. 4 rounds, yeah. Next 4. I can't do basic maths. But we need to win the next 5 rounds in order to win out this matchup against Soniqs.
You good, Chris?
Yeah, I'm good.
We have to do some math lessons later.
Yeah.
The next 5 rounds is going to be a pretty determining factor, but Coldbest is all about how many attack win rounds you can win in. While you may not be happy with a 4-2 scoreline, you can at least be content with that. It's kind of what you need to try and bring this in. But it looks like Gary's going to get pretty much completely opened up. We see pretty effective Maverick usage also coming out here from Soniqs to try and get control. I mean, I'm not completely against no Kayed usage here, but I still feel like they're kind of missing out on a great opportunity. The fact that Kite isn't banned here does leave some, you know, pretty good things you can do here. But we did see Vicious kind of tear it apart, so, you know, it's not infallible.
Yeah. With the Kite usage, again, Kite's a brand new operator to competitive Rainbow Six. He's an absolutely difficult operator to deal with, just given the fact that obviously he's brand new. And his gadget hasn't really been tested enough, at least in the competitive standings, just due to the fact that he had a 3-with 14. But Rexon goes huge with a frag onto Avian. Meanwhile, Doodle gets a frag onto Ghost, so 2 huge picks onto the Zofia and the Maverick, but Neptune's just quietly moving on through in the garage.
Oh,
A very nice frag onto Rexon. Very great patience. That'll sort of put things a little bit in favor of the Soniqs with Rexon off the board of those Garage Raptors.
yeah, I mean, that is also garage control now, and this is like pretty much downstairs control for Soniqs. The Super does move up, but his nade will get caught by the ADS onto the top of cash stairs. Hyena is going to play this very patiently, but 50 seconds left to go on the clock, and Neptunes does have that control that they so desperately needed. The time is ticking, but they're doing well with it. Goddess going to try and move up onto this east wall and try and get it opened up, as we should see them try and get in here, but it's still bandited. You have no Thatcher. The Maverick is dead, and Super goes down as well with him. Doodle is going to take him out, wide peeking out as he jumps out from the bedroom window. Doesn't get any kills just yet. A 4v2 situation not looking too good as Neptune's just open this castle barricade, something he should have really done from the start, when he sees that this is all not looking too good. He jumps out, all going to come out from Doodle, gets all the way into the side, but Hyena TK's drip, but it's going to be Bombs who shuts down both Neptunes and Goddess to clean out the round. Vicious Gaming take their very first round on defense.
Vicious starting to look like Vicious Gaming again. Winning out 3 rounds in a row, they improve their deficit from being now at a 3-5 deficit. No, 3-4. That was 3-5 for some reason. But either way, 1 round down now from tying it up. And Vicious looks to be pretty solid now, given that they've won the past 3 rounds.
So, moving forward into round number 8, we're going to see a gym bedroom defense coming out. I'm kind of surprised they showed the castle here. I feel like the castle kind of gives away you're going to go to gym bedroom.
Yeah, no 6-pick either coming out for Vicious, which is a bit surprising. I feel like they should have 6-picked the way Hyena, maybe pick a Valkyrie and force Soniqs to take an IQ maybe, and then you 6-pick over to the castle. But either way, you can still run castle on a basement defense even if you wanted to. It's a bit unorthodox to do so. You don't normally see a castle being ran, but more often than not, castle is normally meant for the gym and bedroom bomb site, like you said. But castle has a pretty special place inside of Rainbow Six Siege. He's a pretty situational operator depending on which bomb site you go to, as it's mentioned, we've mentioned before. But once again, Vicious 1 round away from tying Soniqs, and they look to be pretty shaky in those first 4 rounds. But over the course of how the past 3 rounds have been, despite some hiccups with team kills happening, Vicious has managed to prove that, you know, they're not meant to be slept on, and they're proving so with being 1 round away from tying the Soniqs.
Yeah, they definitely have done very well. And as I said, you know, 2 rounds of attack is really all you need as a minimum on Clubhouse to try and bring it through. And they've done that. They did exactly what they needed to do. Now it's really going to be on Soniqs. The pressure is on them to try and bring it into their favor and win a couple more rounds than their predecessors had done. But you see, Neptunes has moved all the way up into the roof, opens up logistics hatch, and they're going to start to get control of the map.
Drone activated.
First 40 seconds, it's going to be Hyena sitting inside a logistics closet. That'll be a drone being wasted away from Neptunes, but Goss and Super trying to do some work over on the cash side of things. Not exactly too sure who's playing over there. It looks like it's going to be Doodle and Rexon, kind of switching back and forth between the cache stairs and cache itself.
Yeah, they have opened up this east server wall though, and Bombs of course is going to go down. Jacuzzi wall also going to get opened up, as Bombs is injured but not out of it just yet. He's going to try and crawl to safety as a nade is going to come out from Neptunes to try and secure the kill, but it's going to be Ghost who secures the kill with that impact nade. That is unfortunate. It's like he's going to try and nade the castle here just to try and get it open. Most of the push is coming from the Jacuzzi side. We see quite a lot of defenders playing around Cash, and this is basically still under the control of Vicious, as Doodle is going to try and come all the way around, but oh no! Avian does take him down. He's managed to find his way all the way into the bathroom. Neptune takes down Hyena, and Super finds Rexin. It's now all down to Drip on the dock to try and see what he can do. Need to get promoted to the dock for a reason, and that's the reason that Super does go down. But the plant is going down by Goddess, and it will be planted successfully. So Drip is going to try and find some frags here. But they might as well just be exit frags. He just come all the way through and tries to get into logistics, but Neptune's is there waiting for him. The trap is caught, and Soniqs take round number 8.
Vicious Gaming looked really lost on that defense round, almost as if they weren't too sure of the positioning that was coming out from Soniqs. But either way, big props to Soniqs for being able to stop the bleeding that's been happening the past 3 rounds, finally being able to boost themselves back up to a 2-round comfort. They only need 2 more rounds to finish off this matchup, but however, on the Vicious Gaming side of things, they need 4 more rounds in a row if they want to walk away with a win. And I'm pretty sure that Vicious really wants this win, so they need to buckle down, get their heads on straight, and focus, win these next 4 rounds out. Otherwise, they'll potentially walk away with the tie at the most, considering how this next round gets played out.
Yeah, so moving forward then, like, Soniqs are looking pretty good right now. They're a couple of rounds away from taking the win. They seem to have a pretty good idea of what they want to do in clubbers. We still have a castle being brought here on basement. We talked a little bit about castle being brought for the basement. I kind of said that it kind of does give away you're going to go to gym bedroom, but also they are going to take for the basement as well. Where do you think about the potential castle positions here?
So, given how we have Drip and Rexin most likely being on the duo roam upstairs, just from what it looks like, I'm imagining that they're going to be used upstairs maybe in Master, maybe even for a cash rotate, but it could also be used inside of Bar, which is exactly what Bombs is going to be doing. We've actually seen this before with Bombs castling off the double door of pool table as well as the single door of the bathroom over by the toilets. I think it was this season, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure it was against Disrupt, if I'm not mistaken, but I remember this one round where Bombs was sitting inside over by the toilets, and then there was an attacker moving on in from the strip club, and Bombs just instantly gunned him down. But as we're saying that, Bombs instantly getting fragged out in the first 30 seconds, and this looks to be a rush attack coming on out from the Soniqs, given how quickly they're moving on through the bottom of the main stairs.
Yeah, right in there, but Goddess is going to be the only one who is going to go down. Out of that, Hyena does take her down, but it's going to be Drip and Rexin both picking up kills. The Super and Ghost both pick up kills of their own. There's so many frags going down. There's 6 people off the board instantly within the first minute, but Diffuser is down inside a site, and Vicious has got control of the situation. Super and Ghost not looking too good HP-wise, but they have a lot of control, and now it looks like it's going to basically turn into a frag fest to see who can put themselves on that match point. It's a very important round for Soniqs, because if they can take this, they can secure at least the draw and at least 1 point for themselves, as the Jones is going to come out from Ghost here, as Hyena is going to be playing on his cam and seeing what he's going to go on here. It looks like Super is going to rotate all the way through onto Moto, it looks like. Yeah, he has gone onto the Moto hatch, and he's going to be burning the ADS there. It's like they're going to have to try and push one side or the other. They need to get some sort of entry here. Super is going to move down the stairs slowly but surely to see what he can do. If I was Super here, I really wouldn't want to cross over at this point unless there's a frag on the board or unless you're going in for trade, because this long hallway is so good for Hyena to try and pre-fire on the bottom of the main stairs. Super's going to drone and get out. He's calling to Ghost. Okay, I can see him. This guy's right behind the armory box. We can definitely get him right now. I believe Ghost does still have a little bit of utility up remaining as Flashbang Ghost go out, but Super's going to go down to Drip. As Hyena going to be playing alone in church. Goes for those pre-fires, but Speedy Ghost in a 1v2 to try and bring it in. 45 seconds left to go on the clock, and this is not looking good for Soniqs at all. These do still have that drone up into the back of Armory, and he's managed to eliminate the Maestro cam onto the main hall. This should be much, much better.
30 seconds left to play on out. Ghost practically at 1 shot. That's going to be Drip taking him down. Actually, Hyena, excuse me, on that Maestro, and Vicious Gaming will win out their 4th round. And I admire the attempt that came out from Soniqs, but the moment Goddess went down, that pretty much foiled their attack plan, and just the great timing of frags coming out from Vicious being able to trade out their two teammates who died upstairs with Doodle and Bombs. A very great round to come out from Vicious. And if Doodle, I'm sorry, no, if Bombs doesn't manage to get those frags necessary inside of Armory, that round could have gone completely sideways for Vicious.
It could have done. It could have done. I think they did well just to shut it down where they did. The fact that they picked Goddess and no one else on that initial rush was such a disaster for Sonics. I mean, I don't know if it's luck or just the fact that by the time that he peaked is when Goddess was there. But if it wasn't the person with the diffuser going down, I think Sonics probably would have won that round. So, a little bit of a failed rush, a little bit of luck on Vicious's side, but definitely good adaptation coming up from them, and good reactions and communication coming out from them to shut down that rush when it did happen. Sonics got away with a gamble there. I think it's something they could afford to do with the 2-round advantage they had. And Clubhouse Attack, you really have to try and mix it up and do something a little bit different if you want to bring it through. Interesting there's a Glaz in the lineup. You kind of mentioned before that Glaz isn't banned, Blackbeard isn't banned. I'm kind of surprised you didn't see them. I honestly don't think Glaz is too potent for this attack just because there's such a, like, small doorways and things to go in through, and it's kind of easy to pre-fire the Glaz as he's pushing through them.
Yeah, just to give you guys a quick little update right now over on the B stream, which is twitch.tv/StokersTV. We have a pretty identical scoreline happening right now with Organized Chaos versus Silla's Gorillas. I believe it's Organized Chaos up 5-4 on Clubhouse, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so really big props for Silla's Gorillas being the 7th place team right now, sticking it to Organized Chaos, being 1 round down. That's an absolute barn burner. So if you guys want to go check out some more Rainbow Six Siege action, you can do so by typing !stream_B, and you'll be taken on over to Stokes TV.
Yeah, you can do that, but for now we have a barn burner of our own as Sonics begin their next attack round, as round number 10 does get underway. It's 1 minute into the round already. Sonics just making their progress where they can. It looks like they are going to be going for the fairly similar strategy to what their opponents were doing, but it looks like they are going to go for the reverse plan. So, like, where they were going before, what Vicious were doing there during their attacks, is they were like fully opening up the left side of that wall using the Maverick. But this time, Sonics have done a pretty standard thing where they just do the reverse, and then they thermite open the right side of the wall. And it kind of big point that they thermite open the right side of the wall, because if you open the right side of the wall, it means you can cover the cross.
Yeah, Ghost going to be taken down early from Doodle sitting on top of the rafters. A huge frag. Actually, that was inside a lounge, so Ghost being unaware of the angle that was used by Doodle. A huge frag coming out for Vicious, and this will start things very well. But Super's going to move on in. Sees the head of Drip sitting over by Cash, but he's not going to be able to take him down. Super pushes on through. Takes down one. Takes down... No, he can't find the second onto Hyena. A huge frag coming out for Vicious, and things are now starting to look very well with a minute left to play out. Goddess on the rappel outside over by Kennels. They have less than a minute remaining. They need to make something happen now. Otherwise, Vicious are going to come back around and tie things up at 5-5.
Yeah, they definitely are. But Sonics do have that entry, but they don't have much utility left remaining on the box. But there we go. Neptunes is going to come through all the way into Lounge. Doesn't have any nades up, but does have that nice bit of control. He's going to see the ping, but doesn't manage to get the kill as he slowly creeps his way up onto the cache stairs. This is a very awkward thing to try and do here that Nep's doing, as he does push all the way up to the cache stairs. Drip gets a double kill, though. Here's the barbed wire, but no. Nep is going to take out Drip, but it's going to be all down to Neptunes in a 3v1 to try and bring it in. He's done it before. Can he do it again? He pushes all the way up. Can't see anything just yet. SMG11 not working out well from his Hyena. Does take down Neptunes. And Vicious Gaming will take round number 10, and they've tied it up 5 apiece, and this could be pretty bad for Sonics if they don't bring those couple rounds in now.
Interesting point to mention now that both Organized Chaos and Silla's Gorillas, as well as us over here with Vicious and Sonics, we are both at a 5-5 scoreline. So on club, so I don't know if it's just a parallel universe happening with both these matches, but
oh yeah, definitely.
We have an absolutely insane match coming on through.
So moving into round number 11, we are going to see a gym bedroom defense yet again from Vicious. Before didn't end so well for them. Sonics managed to get into the site pretty quickly, but this has been Sonics' only win on the attack. It should be good for them to try and actually moving in. and you're like opening up where they did before, like because Sonics just did such a good job of getting in there quickly, and the fact that Avian was in the bathroom before anyone even realized that whole side was opened up.
Yeah,
Great.
Soniqs pretty much just took complete control of Master. I don't even know if Vicious was aware of Avian's presence. I'm not even too sure where Avian pushed on in from. I think it might have been through the bathroom wall over by Jacuzzi. Either that or he just pushed on through inside of the hallway and managed to make his way in through bathroom. But, you know, that was a really great round coming out from Soniqs. Hopefully Vicious learns their lesson from that last attempt. Maybe they can try to shake things up and put themselves at match point moving on in this 11th round. And I gotta say, I was really hoping that this match would go the distance, and my wish has been confirmed.
So, moving through into round number 11, and yeah, you are right, this match is going to go the distance. All 12 rounds will be coming out here, and you know, we'll see how it is going to be playing through. If we're going to get onto the hatch now, it looks like, as they are going to be draining out all of cash, and I think this time as well, they should be going for the same push they did last time, where they just opened up the server wall, but most of that push is going to be coming from Jacuzzi. Last time, however, Vicious were really heavily invested into this cash defense.
Yeah, like you mentioned before, it's really important that, wow, Ghost gonna get the first opening frag onto Doodle. But it's really important right now that Soniqs managed to make some kind of pinch movement in their attack, which would serve as a distraction for Vicious, but it's going to be getting droned out. I think he's the solo player right now for Vicious inside of Cash, with Rex and Doodle chilling on by. Nomad Charge is going to come on through, but Drip's going to be taken out by Super. Unfortunate timing. 3v5 now, and this is not looking to be going in the favor of Vicious.
Not looking to go into their favor at all. As round number 11 looking much, much better for Soniqs as nades just start to come through. As we are going to see the ADS getting burned. And Ghost picks up Hyena on the flank beautifully. But no, that's not going to hit the castle barricade. Oh no, Neptune's with a miss time on the grenade there. But Ghost picks up another one to bombs. He's going to leave it all onto Rexon in a 1v5. A clutch situation to try and bring it in. Not looking too good for them at all. But if Vicious can take this, if Rexon can clutch, it could go very, very well league table standings for them. Rexon's just holding on, does manage to destroy the drone, but doesn't have a good enough position, and Ghost will peek him out, takes down Rexon, and Soniqs put themselves on match point, but more importantly, they're going to secure at least the draw for themselves here.
A very good round coming out from Soniqs, and Vicious needs to go back to the drawing board and figure out just what the heck is happening with their gym and bedroom defense. And one thing to note, Rexon at 3, 4, and 10, that is something you don't see too often happening for Rexon on Vicious Gaming. You normally see him around the middle of the pack to the top of the leaderboard for his team. But unfortunately, the 3 trio carry coming out from Drip, Hyena, and Doodle. They've been trying so hard to keep this team alive in this matchup, but unfortunately, the W is out of reach. And the only thing that they can really hope for right now is to secure the tie on this Church and Arsenal Room bomb site. And the last time we were here, we saw a very valiant but foolish attempt coming out from Soniqs as they tried to rush down the main stairs, taking down Doodle and Bombs sitting on the main stairs. That round really came down to Goddess just dropping the diffuser inside of the hallway, and really was the key factor for Vicious winning out that round.
Yeah, it definitely was indeed. But moving through into this basement defense, we saw, as you said, pretty heavy rush coming out from Soniqs last time. I get the feeling they're probably not going to do the same thing here, because, you know, fool me once kind of thing, you know, won't get fooled again. So moving further through, they are taking the kind of similar lineup to what Vicious was doing, although the Jackal from Super is kind of interesting here.
Yeah, the Jackal from Super is something that you don't really see coming out from the Soniqs. You normally see him on, say, Nomad or Ash, depending on more of a fragging role alongside Ghost, with Neptune's being more so on the soft breacher / fragger role. The Jackal is a pretty okay pick, in my opinion, but we have a bit of a heavy roam. I think that's going to be Rexon and Drip on a duo roam, but they're on opposite sides of the map, so it'll be interesting to see how this plays out.
We have Rexon and Drip right next to each other. I do think we have someone in cash as well. So yeah, a very heavy roam coming out from Vicious Gaming right now. Sorry, not in cash, in bedroom as well. It's a pretty heavy roam coming out from this. Yeah, this could be Doodle peeling around construction. So now we have all three of them around cash, just playing around that area. And let's just see this nice roam clear coming in from Soniqs shortly. Lots of drones coming out to secure logistics control as well. And this Jackal could be a very, very good pick for Super here to try and eliminate quite a lot of these roamers. Rexon's still going to be playing around onto the garage rafters here, as Neptunes does have control of the bedroom. Ghost pushing in with him as well, as Neptunes is going to slowly make his way in through onto construction. Goes to the pre-fires, only barely missing the kill, as he does manage to hit one of Legion Mines. Should be able to take it up. There we go, Neptunes. You got it. As Ghost is going to push up onto the server window. This is looking pretty good for them, I would say.
Yeah, one thing I also want to mention right now is that Vicious is currently tied with Soniqs at 13 points apiece. So Vicious needs to make this round happen in their favor in order for both teams to walk away with 1 point, because they already gave up a loss. They don't want to give away 3 points to the Soniqs, but Drip gonna make. It's gonna be Doodle making the smart choice, but Drip and Super gonna find a frag of their own. Doodle and Neptunes will fall. Speaks really well now, but a minute 15 left to play. God is going to take down Drip, but that's over almost 2 minutes for the Soniqs on this run clear. They're starting to run out of time. I need to make something happen in this next minute. Otherwise, Vicious is going to walk away with the round win, and we'll end up with 1 point each going into a tie at the end of this round.
Drones are going to come out into blue. They do see Rexon just hiding down there, but it's a 4v3, and stuff is swinging so much into the favor of Soniqs right now. This whole room is falling apart. Rexon did manage to find his way into blue, but he lost his 2 comrades who were there. Drip and Doodle both gone down, as that motor hatch is not being reinforced due to all the reinforcers mostly being used upstairs on that roam. And this is not good at all. But 30 seconds left to go on the clock. Time is on the side of Vicious, as Ghost slowly pushes through into blue to try and get control of his own. 25 seconds. This is looking like a church push right now. As Ghost is going to get lit through the wall, but not going to go down just yet. Smoke's going out on the blue door as Goddess trying to push into church and get this diffuser down as quickly as possible. Super holding onto the hallway, goes to the pre-fires of his own. Goddess really needs to get the plant down sooner rather than later. It's be Ghost who goes down. Goddess needs the entry kill. She won't get it. Hyena will take 2 down, as Super is going to trade it out. But no, Rexon gets a double kill out there. Vicious Gaming take round number 12, and it will unfortunately be a draw.
Yeah, one thing I also wanted to point out right there, considering the utility usage coming out from Ghost, he had no more impacts, so that was all the soft destruction out of the way. And absolutely insane, great round coming out from Vicious. I really think that the fact that with Ghost not being able to have, you know, those impacts in his pocket, and with Neptunes being taken off the board, that was pretty much GG and a round win going in favor of Vicious Gaming, just due to the fact that they had no entrance into church. They just had to move on in through either Moto or either in through the blue hallway. So Vicious being able to utilize the time very well on that roam upstairs inside a cache, and a great round win, and being able to take home the tie against Soniqs.
So, a very interesting matchup done there. Very, very close game, a barn burner of our own, but unfortunately did end in a draw. But I feel like Vicious would be pretty happy with that, coming away with a draw, and they are moving up. I mean, everyone's going to be upset at the fact that they couldn't get those 3 points, but 1 point's better than 0 points, so I think you should be pretty good handling there. Interesting strategies coming out as well, especially Kaid usage coming out in Clubhouse. Don't really see too creative Kaid usage. As you said, it is a very new operator right now. It's competitive, and there's some pretty good stuff from Soniqs there, but unfortunately, they will not get the win. They will go for a draw, and we're going to take a few minutes break until we do come through with our Bad versus Tune Squad, which is going to be our second matchup of the day. Don't forget, we also have another stream, which is broadcasting the other Challenger League games on twitch.tv/StokersTV. If you type in !stream B in the chat, you can get a link there, and you can go and find that channel as well. But we'll be back in just a few moments, guys. Stick around.